A few weeks back, I had a quick go in an Audi RS3 Saloon and really liked it. This time round, I get to give it a proper good thrashing to see what it's actually like. So, living with an Audi RS3 Saloon. Well, it's a great car. Is it worth the £50,000+ price tag? In fact, £60,000 price tag if you put a few options on it? Well, do you know what? From an owner's perspective, these cars don't depreciate heavily, so I'd say yes, why not? So going from comfort to dynamic, very easy, hit the drive select button, everything changes, knock the gearbox over into manual, very simple, and the 5-cylinder barks into life. So, one thing to mention, which is a very good point, Audis, with their steering, in dynamic, you can adjust the steering weight, tend to feel too heavy, and they've played about with this, and don't get me wrong, it's not the last level in Porsche 911 feel, but it's significantly better. It seems like the VAR groups learn from some of the chassis changes to a VW Golf R, which is actually not a bad thing at all, because it actually feels like a Golf R with a 5-cylinder engine. It's running P0 tyres, which do help with the 4-wheel drive. It's got a Haldex 4-wheel drive system. Do you actually feel the back wheels pushing? No, it does feel like a front-wheel drive with just loads of grip. But as you go faster, you just come to a point going, do you know what? No other car can keep up with me on these B roads, because the torque is just amazing. The damping, again, normally Audi dampings aren't that great. They tend to be really firm. This one is actually quite nice. It's running really low profile tyres, but it's just nice, just really nice. Is it like the Honda Civic Type R, where you can just attack corners with loads of passion and requires a lot of effort from the driver? No, it isn't. However, could it give a driver a load of confidence? Yes. However, I'm coming to the drawbacks now, where it kind of gives you too much confidence, in the sense of it can flatter the driver to the point where you can go too fast into a corner, and you do cover ground in this thing at a serious rate. Go into a corner too hard, you do find that understeer problem. However, it isn't terminal understeer. You can trailing on the brakes, you can lift off the throttle, and the rear does rotate ever so slightly, which is really good. So it does give you kind of options when you want, well, if you get into a little bit of a pickle. What I do love is how easy it is to get into the launch control feature. So you just knock it into sport, you can use the manual, but you're going too fast. Literally, left foot on the brake, right foot on the grass, holds it at 3,500 RPM. Like that, it's 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. 3.9 seconds in what effectively is an Audi A3. Now, growing up, 3.9 seconds, you'd only get that in an Audi R8 V10. I'm talking about the 2009 shape car. That was like 3.9 or a little bit less than that. So this is quick, if not quicker, than an Audi R8 V10. It's quicker than a Bentley Continental Super Sports, which has got 600 horsepower. It's quicker than a DBS. Like all the last generation supercars over the last 7 or 8 years, which I think is not too long, isn't too bad. I mean, it's just amazing where hot hatches have come from. I'm completely blown away by the speed of this thing, because it's just super fast. However, speed isn't always the case. I've always said this, hot hatches or hyper hatches needs to build you a rhythm where you drive it like a Wally, and once you start giving it a bit of stick, do you end up driving this car like a Wally? Well, do you know what? Yes, you do. Yes, you absolutely bloody do. Drop down a few gears, get into the high RPMs, that 5-cylinder comes into life. This steering, in fact, I was moaning about steering systems being a bit too quick. This is really good. I don't know if it's got a variable ratio rack, but it's really good. Brakes ain't fantastic. You can spec it with ceramics, but they are a hefty option. I think it's like 5 or 6 grand, but coming out of those corners, you've just got infinite traction and you just go, 7,000 RPM, most of it's done at 6, and I'll tell you what, it's a good laugh. It's an absolute good laugh. Oh. If you trail on the brakes and you give it absolute stick and full 110% commitment, you can make this car dance. You can make this car pull some serious angles. Nothing too crazy, just enough to build that excitement. Give it 110%. Give it 110% commitment. Unlock what I call the RS3 Da Vinci Code and it will work. Trust me, you've just got to adapt to the way it behaves. The front end, yes, it does want to push on, but you just got to be so patient with it. Slow in, fast out. I think we just got air in an RS3. That happens a lot actually, because you're just flying everywhere. I just love how fast you cover ground. The only issue with it is you don't get that much of a sensation of speed, which is a little bit of a shame because you're flying down roads at silly speeds. Maybe it's because you're traveling down so quick, you're having to concentrate all the time. Am I going in too hot? Where do I need to brake? Hence why Audi gives you the ceramic brake options. I think you need it. I'd love to try one on track. Audi, could I have this car back again and then do a track video, please? Because there's only so much you can do on the road, but the noise, the 5-cylinder, that's music, isn't it? It's basically, I've said this before, it sounds like a lazier R8 V10, which is good going. Real good going, but yeah. It's an amazing bit of kit. Absolutely love it. And this engine, well, I'm just going to shut up and leave you with this 5-cylinder symphony orchestra.